Um, it's kind
It
of
all
brutal.
happened in Vietnam.
We told you earlier that was where you were born.
I thought
Anyways,
we were born in
continue.
So
Nam.
we were,
That's the same thing.
yeah, we just shortened it. But yeah, it happened in Vietnam during the war. He
Okay.
came back from the war. Your grandpa came back from the war because I was giving birth to you.
Yeah.
A freaking ray of light had just shone from my belly. And I was told,
I had
oh,
to wear
yeah,
fucking
that is labor."
sunglasses.
It was that.
It was so
that
bright.
light
I had to wear sunglasses.
The doctor went blind. So by the way, your doctor, he can't see anymore. He's completely blind.
What?
Yeah, it was bad. But anyways, we found out I was in labor with you, okay? We go to the doctor. You know, the doctor comes up and is like, oh my gosh, what is that? Why is it so bright? And I'm like, oh, don't worry. I just swallowed the sun. Anyways, I'm sitting on the table because we didn't have chairs or anything. It was a hardwood table. Like, harder than any man's dick.
Like I know where you're
Anyways.
going.
He tells me that I must give birth to you.
Okay.
And I said, okay, I can do that. I passed out. So would you like to tell the rest? Because I passed out during this part. I don't remember what happened. So I passed out for a few minutes.
My mom called me.
You're good. You're good. Alright, well, give him a second, because he's gonna tell you the part when I passed out. It was traumatic.
Sorry,
still don't know.
I had to gather my thoughts on how it happened. It was so traumatic that I almost forgot it. Anyways, so out of her vagina came just this giant thing of light, and the doctor's like, "Yep, you're in labor." So I had to throw on my sunglasses with a pair of the like welding shield face thingies? Yeah, I had to throw one of those on too. By the way, it was too late for your doctor. He was already blind at that part. You came out and your doctor was blind when you came out. So I did most of the work. Anyways.
By the way, he is not licensed.
I am not licensed either. Sorry, if you have a bump on your head, totally not my fault. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, you might want to take a sip for this part.
So the doctor was like, "Sir, I need you to come here and help me for a second." I'm like, "Okay." And so we told her to push, and she pushed a little too hard, and you shot out like a fucking rocket.
You learned how to fly. Like, quite literally.
That's how we found out you were Jesus.
You started levitating, like upwards. We thought you died, and that's why you were levitating upwards, because you went woo, woo, and so they were like frantically trying to grab you, like you were just like.
It was like trying to grab a goddamn balloon. We were hopping up and get back down here.
And so then when they finally grabbed you, you started flying the opposite way. You started going down. Like Satan was trying to take you, and they're like, oh no. So they're still grabbing you. Finally they got a hold of you, so don't worry. You were fine. And then you learned how to scream. And let me tell
Sorry.
you, the most ungodly
That's how we
scream.
found out you were Jesus. You shot out like a rocket, and then you just started levitating.
But then the scream that came out of you was so ungodly. Like,
Oh yeah.
you shrieked.
Yeah, and it was after your birth that your other mother was shot down. And then I happened to have a lightning rod, so the second one that tried getting you as actually attracted to the lightning rod, he was not too happy.
By the
Go on,
way, you
Axel,
do
okay.
have a lightning rod in your back.
Yes. And your every pair of shoe you own is made of rubber.
So I'm grounded,
Yeah, so-
and I got a lightning bag attached to my back.
Yep.
Yeah. And then after you gave out your ungodly screech, but
You're
by the way,
you're kind of like a
caused the
portable
entire
generator.
building to crumble because of how loud it was. You learned how to go through walls.
About the what?
Yeah. Yeah,
You
you
were
were
gonna go through
crawling
walls.
on walls at the age of 3. That was a fun experience.
Oh gosh. You also learned how to go into the walls, and you were making this really like while inside the walls. And I had a psychotic break and went into the psychotic hospital because I thought there was someone in my walls. Thought it was just you climbing into the walls.
Yeah, I had to help her through that one. It was rough.
It was really bad. But there is your birth story and some other stories that you may have never known. Also, you gave your grandma a heart attack because you learned how to, like, you quite literally broke your spine and, like, were back like this, and you were crawling, and you were crawling on the walls, and you were up there, and you just, like, it was scary, man.
We tried to factory reset you. It did not work.
Yeah, we thought you had a button or something, and it didn't do anything.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
So that's it.
That's the story of your
We
birth.
also found out that McDonald's calms you down.
Yeah. You really like
Specifically, The
McDonald's.
salt on the fries calms you down.
Yeah.
If we don't give you, like, at least a little bit of the salt on the fries, you started, like, throwing children.
Yeah, we were like stuffing your face full of fries. We were like fistfuls of fries in your mouth. We're just like, get in there.
Because if we didn't, we had to pay a lot of money in damages for how many kids you threw. One of them you threw into one of those fan things, and they started flying around. It was scary.
Yeah, we had to convince you to grab them out of the fan so they didn't get like torn to shreds by the fan.
Yeah. It was
very you were a very gory child.
you were an interesting child. But you weren't too bad when it came to puberty.
Yeah, you very much mellowed out when puberty came. Okay, hang on, give me 1 second. I gotta go yell at your grandma. Give me a second.
Yeah, what we mean by you really mellowed out, we mean that you found a way to get yourself into one of those fans that were on the ceiling.
So you're telling me? So then, wait. How old I am
Sorry.
now?
In God years or in human years?
Both.
In God years, you're like 750,000. In human years, you're like
I mean, like what?
11.
Sorry, what did I miss?
100. Oh, I was telling that he's 1,100 years old in human years.
So then wait.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't that mean you're more?
You
think
age
he's
like
like
12 years faster
720.
than normal humans.
Yeah, you age really fast. But you still look like very young. It's weird. Also, you don't
Yeah,
mentally grow that fast.
Yeah,
It takes
you
me a
were
little
like,
So we just say that you're like 15 years old, but in reality, you're like way older, but we just say you're about 15, 16. One of the
yeah,
two.
you were fully grown by the age of 2, yet you were also still a baby, so you had to learn how to walk and crawl.
Which is how you learned how to crawl backwards, and then you walked
Yeah.
sideways while flailing your little arms around like.
So, what do you think about your childhood story?
Also, you attacked a bear in the woods by yourself when you're only 1 year old.
You won that fight, though. We had to
did.
rip its arm out of your hands.
You also fought like 5 cougars when you were like 2 months old. But you also won that fight.
You did win that fight. You were a very violent child. But you won.
You did win. And the family had meat for a while.
It made some pretty.
So they started trying to take you out on hunting trips, but you never like hunted unless like you wanted to. So it was pretty useless.
Yeah,
You also tried to take off your
car ride.
You also tried to take off your grandpa's tail a few times. We had to sew it on.
Yeah, they had to stitch it back on 12 times. We're not sure how I still have it. That one was my fault, though.
Oh yeah, he lost his entire front teeth, like all of his top teeth. They're also gone, so he has dentures for all his top teeth. That was from you from hitting him with a cougar leg.
Yeah.
And you did not stop. You really just
hurt.
went off.
Yeah. After a while, you couldn't.
That's also why he has a scar right there.
Yeah. There was a time to where you couldn't get all the teeth out, so at that point in time, you just started plucking them out yourself.
Yeah.
The leg wasn't working, so you were just like, "Give me that," and then start plucking them out like a feather. It was very gruesome.
It was. We endured a lot.
And you guys are too dumb to realize.
Oh no, that was just how you were.
No, you were Jesus.
We took you to an exorcist, and they're like, "Oh no," they're like, "Oh no, your child is that's just how your child is. Like, they're not possessed." And we're like, "Are you sure?" They're like, "No, he's not." We're like, "Okay." We went to 20 exorcists, and they all told us the same thing. We also went to a fortune teller so we could tell what your fortune was, because we thought that you were going to kill us. And she told us your fortune was that you were going to become famous, so I think that you would turn out pretty fine.
Yeah. So, you know, an overall productive childhood.
Wait. We also went to another fortune teller, and they told us you would have like 200 kids. So please don't bring that part to life. We don't want 200 kids. Become the famous person instead. Don't have 200 kids.
Yeah.
Also, don't sell your feet on OnlyFans.
Wait.
You're supposed to sell other people's feet on OnlyFans.
Yeah, they said don't sell your own feet, sell other people's feet, and that's how you were going to become famous. They also said that you would probably marry Jeff Bezos, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Jeff Bezos is wild.
But you did inherit Amazon. Sorry, Amazook.
Amazook. What is Amazook?
You went.
Copyright
it's the better version of Amazon.
For copyright reasons.
Mhm. And it's a better version.
We
of
tried.
Amazon.
Yeah. You were given Amazon and you got sued to oblivion for copyright, and yeah. So now it's Amazook. Yeah.
You also started.
Well, he inherited Amazook.
You also started your own Insta page called Toes R Us.
Yeah. So overall, a very eventful childhood. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were a very good child. And I'm so glad that I gave birth to you. Like, look at this. Look at this. Like, mother like son.
Oh, you guys look identical. You look the exact same. I can't tell who's who.
Yeah. I'm very proud of what I created in this world. You turned out pretty good.
It only took a few tries to get it right, though.
Yeah, you know, there was only a few pain and suffering moments, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah. They only lasted for a few years, depending on the circumstance.
Yeah. Remember the time he broke his leg?
I do.
That's probably why my feet keep making that weird popping sound.
I do. It was weird because you weren't bleeding.
I wasn't there when it happened, but weren't you there when he broke his leg?
I was. He wasn't bleeding. He was actually shedding rainbows. It's kind of bizarre. Instead of blood, it was rainbows, and you were also shitting rainbows at the same time. It was kind of weird. Also, instead of bones, you have a beam of light.
So then,
Oh, is
so
that
it was
why
like
when
one
he
of those
finally
protruding-
came back? Is that when he finally came back to me, there was a line of rainbows from your house to mine, and why there was that bright light for like a hot while?
Yep. Yeah,
your
so
mom
you do
tried to-
have
your mom
bones,
tried to-
but...
Your mom tried to date again, and the woman left because there was a line of rainbows, and you had a bright light coming out of your leg, and she was
Let's
scared.
just say it did not end well.
Yeah.
Just so you know, you do have bones.
I
However,
went
when
to
they
jail.
protrude through your body, it's actually a beam of light, not bones.
Yeah, I went to jail a few times. Because they thought I was abusing you.
Yeah, I was the one that had to
stuffing
bail
you
her
with
out.
balls. Sticks.
I look like this.
Yeah. I don't know how you got boobs, though.
To be fair, this was not our fault. Your look is not 100% our fault, and why you look like that.
It
That
was
is
actually
just a-
your grandma's. Your grandma abused you a lot. And we kept telling her
Yeah.
not to see you anymore, and we got a restraining order against her for you. And we called the police a lot of times, but yeah, she just kept going.
After a while, you just had enough of the shit, and you just fucking... Yeah.
Oh yeah, you went like this, and Grandma started floating in the air, and she crumpled into a ball and started spinning. It was gruesome. Yeah.
No, that was a completely different story. You may
Oh,
or we
that
may
was a
or
different
may
one?
not.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, yeah, we
After a
may
while, you
or
started
may not
blocking
have.
things out.
Yeah, we
was
had
kind
to.
of-
You were just.
He was throwing axes, and you got in the way. You like ran in front of him right when he threw it, and it kind of hit you in the head.
Yeah, we took you to the doctors, and they told us that you couldn't take out the hatchet, and so now it's just there permanently.
They did try to sew it on there, so then you would be fine, but
it was a huge accident. Partially sorry, though. That was more your fault than it was my fault.
it was also at the time when you were still running sideways.
Yes. So yeah, that's your childhood story.
You got a lot of childhood stories.
Yeah.
Even my childhood
Also,
story-
you have a child.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we never told you about Jimathian.
Jimathias crazy.
Yeah. Okay. See, what happened was you were young and dumb, and you and somebody
Young,
else
dumb,
try to
young dumb
like do the deed. You somehow got
Young,
pregnant,
dumb,
which was
girl.
not supposed to happen because you were a guy, but you did.
Yeah, when you tried cutting off my tail, that's the reason why I can do this.
Yeah, we're talking about Jimathian. So anyways, yeah, you got pregnant with a child named Jimathian. Because that's what the one person wanted to name it. Anyways, Jimathian did not make it. You did give birth to him, but he's in adoptive house now. So when I say he didn't make it, I mean he's not in the family anymore. He's off somewhere else.
Just this old.
He is forever stuck walking sideways. He cannot walk straight.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is true. Also, do you see this Chick-fil-A? Yeah, this place is yours.
Oh yeah, this is your Chick-fil-A.
That's also partially why
Actually,
nobody is here.
fun fact. If you come over here, see where this flower is? Yeah, that's where your child Jimathian took his first poop.
Okay.
And if you come, hang on, if you guys come over here, you gave birth on this table right here.